Oh, God. I forgot to update the thumbnail. I didn't turn the camera on. Lord in heaven. Lord in heaven. All right, we're good. We're good. As usual, stream start time never changed. Still sneaks up on me. Never changed. Still sneaks up on me. Cubicle walls aren't right. But now we're good, boys. How we doing? Happy Monday. How we feeling? It's practically Christmas. Mail it in. I know, man. I'm trying. I'm trying my damnedest to mail it in. Main account love is awesome, bro. On what? Twitter? I think it's because they're financially obligated to. Or they just, like, rock with me so heavy with the content. Well, Flexi rocking behind you? It's a good question. I can't remember. I mean, I was always 85 Flex for a long time. I think I messed around. I mean, because once I got into college, we had, you know, you get it like a little bit more customized. I think I cut like a couple centimeters off it though, which increases, if you shorten your stick, it increases the flex like a little bit. But I think this is an 85 flex. Probably ended up being an 87 flex because I took a couple centimeters off. It's negligible, but the one thing I always wanted was low kick point. A low kick point on the stick is always what I wanted. And I don't know why, but the taper, my shot was always just better when I had a taper. And the taper means that the stick gets thinner down here towards the kick point. I did try I tried a 75 flex at one point, which is pushing it. It's definitely pushing it. And in theory, that should make your shot a little bit better, but I think with my shooting mechanics, like my hands were way out. I kind of went to the Danton Heinen school of shooting. My hands were way out. Some guys don't do it. They have more of their top hand tucked in. I like to, and so since I would shoot with my hands really far out, because that's just sort of how I naturally shot. And then playing with Danton Heinen, I was watching him shoot, and we had the kind of similar, well, I don't want to say we had similar releases. His is far better than mine, but we had similar mechanics. And so that low of a flex, it's hard to explain, but that low of a flex doesn't really work with that shooting mechanic. And the thing is just noodly, man. Like passing, it depends on the player, but like passing and everything for me just wasn't quite right. One time when I was playing junior hockey in Texas, I broke pretty much all my sticks, and we didn't have enough spares, you know, that were my sticks. Like we didn't have enough lefties, curve I wanted, that kind of stuff. Anyway, so we were playing the Lone Star Brahmas, luckily, which is the team in Dallas. And the reason I say luckily is because that's the only team that was in like a place that would have a hockey store. I mean, if we're playing in Topeka, Kansas, there might be one, but the rest of the places we're going to bumfuck nowhere. They don't have a puck store, you know? So I had to go to a hockey store in Dallas before the game, and they just had nothing. The closest thing I could get to something that I felt was good was a 55 flex. It was like a youth stick. And dude, it was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. That game was brutal. The stick was a noodle. It was a wet pool noodle. It was fucking horrible. And get this, dude, I scored. I scored that game with like a youth hockey stick. I mean, it was a really lucky goal. But I remember that being so funny. I couldn't do anything useful. Janesville Jets just got a new arena. It's only like a 2-ish hour drive from Chicago. Rudy, you should come up for a game. Yeah, I'd be kind of cool, actually. I'd like to check out a Null game. It'd be fun. A lot of the time, I threw on the, I don't really watch much hockey, honestly. I said we're doing Puck Talk today. I pulled up some clips, but like, I just pulled up some clips to do our film breakdown, but I don't watch like night in, night out. Also, I don't even know where do you watch the NHL nowadays? Like the other night, I was like trying to find it. Like, I thought it was on HBO. I know that there's all these fights about the usage rights. Like, I honestly straight up don't know. And I got rid of my ESPN app because I had the Disney Plus Hulu ESPN bundle, and I just never used it. And I have to pay for daycare now, so we got to make some cuts. So we got rid of that. But I think it's mostly ESPN. ESPN Plus is every game. Well, that's a damn shame for me. That's a damn fucking shame. We might have to reconsider that cancellation. Wasn't it on HBO last year or something? I mean, it's impossible to keep track of. Rudy, do you remember the Fedorov white Nike skates back in the day? Used to rock those, miss them. Oh, you want to talk about swaggiest player that's ever lived? Fedorov in the white Nike skates was the most drip that's ever existed, I would say. The TNT games are on HBO. So yeah, so the like Wednesday night rivalry, that's on YouTube TV. So only like the major market games is what I'm getting. That's all right. Ow, fuck.
Yo, Rudy, you think you and the boys are going to do much for the Naming Things live stream?
That's a good question. Appreciate it for the $5, Kyle. We joked about it, but we haven't put any like major concrete plans in. I was thinking about that. I got to get some merch going. I don't know what we would do. I mean, we made the joke of putting all 100,000 things on a white shirt, and then it's just a black shirt. Or we ended up only with like 40,000 things, but that was the joke. The issue is the timing wasn't. We couldn't have that shirt ready for Black Friday, and then we've been so busy with other stuff, we just haven't got around to it. I don't think so. I'm trying to think of what we could do for that outside of the putting all of them on there, and then the joke is that it's just completely changes the color of the shirt. Need to get Anthony Stolarz on a gaming stream starring goalie for the Leafs and loves gaming. It's funny, that's actually crazy because Anthony Stolarz played in the Null. I think he left. We may have overlapped 1 year. I can't remember. I think he played for... I think he was in my division. I think he played for either the Corpus Christi Ice Rays or the Odessa Jackalopes. The Null weirdly has a lot of good goalies. They end up in the NHL coming from there. Anthony Stolarz, hockey DB. I know he played in the Null. I mean, a lot of them play in the Null when they're like 16, 17, and then they go on to the USHL or something. He did. Corpus Christi Ice Rays. Yeah. 1 year. 1 year. And then he went to... I didn't know he played at Nebraska Omaha. He's got a kind of interesting career. So he went Null straight to Nebraska Omaha for only 1 year. Only played 8 games. And then went to the OHL, so he must not have been happy with his playing time. And he was still drafted in the second round. That's kind of bizarre. He played in the Null, 8 games in college, played 2 seasons, well, a season and a half for the London Knights in the OHL. That's interesting. I mean, goalies are a little different. Is he doing well for the Leafs? Zach coming on today? No. I also messed up the thumbnail. I forgot to update the thumbnail. I offered for Zach to come on to play some Mark Raiders, but they're recording PMT, so no Zach today. But I'm going to keep badgering him, getting him to keep streaming. That was a great stream yesterday, man. He's my best friend, having his first child today, actually. You lying? Nick Saban owns the Nashville Predators now? Are we just doing lies? Oh, he bought... Wow. Nick Saban joins Nashville Predators as part of minority ownership group. That doesn't make any sense. He's white. Oh, never mind. I mean, I don't want him part of ownership. Get him in the locker room, man. Yeah, I love Zach too, man. It's great. Like, I can't tell you how nice it is to have like someone to stream with that we get along with. I just love streaming with him, and he loves streaming. It's so nice. I gotta get that dude a PC. I like Nick Saban, dude. I'm not a big college football guy, but all the clips I see of him, I really like. Like, I saw one clip, and it's probably, like, propaganda or whatever. Like, I can't speak to the football part of it, but he talked about a kid that he had, and he had some kid that played at Alabama, got in trouble, fucked something up, and he was talking about, he's like, everyone wanted me to kick him off the team, and this, that, and the other thing, and, he like went on this whole thing about like, this is a kid, and my job is to like mold these kids. So he's like, I didn't kick him off the team. We had, there was obviously repercussions, and he had to do certain things. And then, that kid went on to have like a 10-year NFL career. Now is the owner of his own company. His kids go to Brown. Like, that's a powerful message, because I feel like it's harder nowadays like, I don't know, I guess in college it just seems like everyone has like everyone's just horny for punishment, They're kids, man. It really depends on what they do, you know what I mean? But I don't know, it just seemed like dude fucking got it, Yeah, I'm not talking about Henry Ruggs. Saban also said the same about Jermaine Burton, and he no-showed, no-called practices and team flights for 2 seasons with the Bengals. Found the Bengals fan. Aren't the Predators just brutal? Brutal. I guess we may as well just get into the puck talk. Let's just do it, bro. I got some clips pulled. We're gonna have to do stills. It's been a while, but we're gonna do some puck breakdown, baby. Yeah, there's the Predators situation, as far as I understand it. I mean, I was watching about them preseason. I haven't watched them at all this season. I know they're not doing well, but it's like one of those things where like, a team's in a rebuild, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like the San Jose Sharks or the, Utah Mammoth, like they have assets and pieces, and like Celebrini's for real. And so they have a bunch of assets. So like they're not the best right now, but they're going to be good. And that's like important for the fan base, that there's like a directive, but like, dude, the Predators, when this guy broke it down, also shout out to Hockey Psychology on YouTube. That guy's great. But he broke it down, man, and it's sad, dude. It's just money in the wrong places. A bunch of guys that are looking for a cup. They already got him. O'Reilly's got a cup. Stamkos has got cups. But it's just sad that they like went in on that, and it's just the whole situation right now is just not. It's not oriented correctly to win, and it's just they knew they were going to be bad. Like, everything was bad. I guess I should look at the standings real quick, because I'm not caught up on that. So everyone's like, frisky about the Blackhawks. I have some clips of the Blackhawks that you're not gonna, that I think maybe. I'm not liking what I saw, but those are just some clips. Okay, I'm not loving the things I saw, but those are just some clips. And like, all you really want from them is to be frisky, I suppose. That's a good thing. Dude, what's going on with the Maple Leafs? Oh, dude, the Atlantic is... Hold on. I guess I should just show you guys what I'm looking at. Oh, also, now that we're not doing sponsor stream, I can bring you guys back on screen. Sorry about that, but to be honest, you guys just couldn't really be trusted. All right, let's take a look here. Lightning wagon, as usual. I was about to say, what's going on with the Maple Leafs, but 39 points to 33. The Atlantic is a dogfight. Look at the Bruins, man. Wow. Penguins, big upset of this year. So the Metro's a little different. You got the Hurricanes. 32 games in the season. This is some good parity, actually, in the East. The goal differential is crazy. That's where you really... So the Capitals... Okay, so Capitals for real. Hurricanes for real. This is crazy right here. So the Lightning are for real, obviously. Even though they're still at 39 points. You know, it doesn't mean everything, but goal differential to me always sort of indicates... It gives you more context than just points would. This is crazy. 23. Interesting. Okay. Avs are a absolute warhorse, which is actually bodes badly for the playoffs, honestly. Love to see the Ducks doing well. Shout out to Troy Terry. So this is a little bit wider. I mean, Sharks are in the mix, man. Blackhawks are in the mix. Okay. Man, the Canucks. Sad. I saw some clips of the Devils. The Devils do look good, man. I saw a play. I didn't bookmark it, but they had a goal that I saw here that was just, you know, I try to look for stuff that I can talk about. This goal was just straight up like, that's not defendable. That's not defendable, which you don't see very often. Anyways, so first one I want to talk about is an Avs goal. Brock Nelson. Let me watch it real quick just to make sure I know what I'm talking about, and then I'll show you guys the stills. Yeah, I remember this. Okay. Pause the music, Jarvis. Thank you. Okay. This is the very beginning of the Avs game. Minute into the game. So they dump it in. And this is sort of you would call this a contained you even though this starts in the Avs zone, you would call this a neutral zone forecheck. Because in reality, when you're doing a neutral zone forecheck, it pretty much is from the dots and up. Like the other team's defensive zone dots and up. Because the defensemen are going to be down here, even in the neutral zone breakout. But this is coming off a change. So they dump it in, and the Avs are doing their neutral zone breakout. Both teams are coming off a change. Now, the first guy off the bench has a very specific job. And this is how I was taught. And I guarantee this is how they are taught too. I can't imagine it being any different. So, Avs guy picks up the puck, turns up ice, right? Here comes, might be the centerman or the other defenseman. No, that's probably the centerman. So centerman comes low and slow, all Gucci. This is the weak side defenseman coming off the bench. He's set up right. The handedness is good. So what he's going to do here, this is called, what we would call it was a climb. So a climb is where the strong side defenseman with the puck carries the puck up a few strides and then goes cross ice to this guy who gathers speed, and then he climbs up and then he carries it and tries to make, a pass if he can. If not, you get the red line and you get a dump in, right? It's pretty basic. That's called a climb. And so he set up great. It's actually a lot like what you would see on a power play. So say this is a power play, and this is the quarterback of the power play. The guy on the half wall will come and do a big loop and then, time it right so he's coming downhill with speed. It's a very similar concept, the climb. Anyways, the important part here is F1. So F1's job when you're coming off the bench, and this is the most common thing you'll see coming off the bench, because you dump the puck in, the other team makes some changes, whatever, and then they set up their breakout. The first guy off the bench has to set an angle, and then your number one job is to take away the D-to-D pass. That's your only job. You don't really need to do much. All you need to do is set an angle and take away the D-to-D pass. Now, if you're coming on the ice and they make a D-to-D pass before you can even set an angle, that's fine, actually. You then just set the angle the other way and you don't let them go back D-to-D. Basically, what I'm saying is that once you set the angle, you don't let the D-to-D pass go by you. If it does happen, it's not the worst thing, because then you can do a rotation. So say you're the F1 forechecker. You come in here and they go D-to-D and they get it by you somehow. The angle's off, whatever. Or even if you come down here and you start setting the angle and they go before you can really set an angle, that's okay, because then what we would do is do a rotation where the left winger, who is up here at this would be in the neutral zone, but like the left winger, second guy off the ice, the second guy off the ice has to go straight across. So F1 cuts the ice in half, F2 would go straight to the weak side, and then F3 would take the near side, and you're kind of holding the red line. But then if you rotate, the guy on the weak side shifts over to the strong side, and then this guy then sets his own angle, and you just do a clockwise rotation. Anyways, so here comes F1. Off rip. This is a horrifying angle. This is a horrifying angle. This is disgusting. This makes me want to puke. Now, maybe, I don't know who the coach of the Predators is. Probably not still Lindy Ruff. I think that was 10 years ago. There's a world where they tell them to take away, because the Avs like to build with speed, and they utilize the depth of the ice a lot. You see that a lot with McKinnon. McKinnon gets a lot of goals from up here at the blue line in the offensive zone. So a lot of the times you'll see the Avs in situations where they're almost running a back three. So it may be a situation where they told the F1 to take away the centerman. I don't love that. I think in general, you don't want to give away this D-to-D pass. That's sort of the rule of thumb. Because then this guy, everyone has to shift, and it just shifts the defense in a way that isn't good. Because then people kind of have to scramble. It's not great. So this angle to me makes me want to puke. You're not doing anything. You're flat-footed. You're not doing anything. So he comes in and sets an absolutely putrid angle. Who are you taking out of the play? What space are you occupying? All you're doing is notifying people of the you're just notifying people of the NHLshop.com. That's all you're really doing. That's the only thing you're covering is the NHL shop. This is just so useless. And on top of that, you can't even make the argument that you're tired. It's late in a shift. You're fresh off the bench. I'm 99% sure. I don't know 100% sure because I couldn't see before this, but I'm 99% sure this is off the bench. So this is a putrid angle. So the Avs go D to D, and then now they have a climb. And it's not even a climb. Like typically when you do a D to D climb, he will be between the dots and the boards. He's coming down Main Street here. And now you're setting the angle the other way. And when this pass goes by him, brother, you're gone. Like he's not even in frame. He's behind me. He's over my right shoulder. He's gone. See ya. I'm actually going to move this. And that's like day one stuff. A putrid angle by F1, okay? So now they're climbing right up Main Street. Everyone is in a great position. This left winger is in a great position, and it ends up on Brock Nelson's stick. And they're still making changes here. Everyone's flat-footed. There's no gap. The D-men are pushed back because they have to be pushed back because I'm sure that the Avs wingers are at the blue line, so you have to respect that. So now F2 is coming in and trying to set an angle. And he does the right thing. You got to push him to one side, and then at least, like, the whole point of pushing them in a certain direction is so the other players on the ice can anticipate where the puck's going and then turn their feet and gap up, right? So he does that. but it's still an easy pass. Brock Nelson is just in a perfect spot. He's got speed, stick on the ice, and he's got acres of space here. I don't know what's going on with this change. How is this such a calamity up here? If this change was this delayed, then this F1 should be skating backwards. Like you can't even do what I said initially if the change is that slow. You have to pretty much gap up like a defenseman and just delay and then try to force a dump in. Anyways, puck gets to Brock Nelson. Here are the two Avs wingers stretching like I thought, right? Which means that the D-men can't get any good gaps. I don't know what the forwards here are doing for the Predators. Now, this is an interesting little play right here. This is a nice little play by, I don't know who this is. Now, the easy play is just bang, pass it right here. But everyone's feet are already going this way. So he makes one little move back to the outside. So now this F2 has to then re-gap up, turn this way, and then these guys are getting dragged this way. But he still manages to make the pass to Brock Nelson. The closer you make this pass to the blue line, the better, because it gives the defenseman less chance to gap up. That became a 3-on-2 real quick. Anyways, now Brock Nelson is coming in with a ton of speed, and this D-man's got a terrible gap, and it's not even really his fault because he's got to respect Landeskog and whoever this is. So he's got a terrible gap. He just got fucked over by his forwards. Fucked. So now he's got a terrible gap, and he's skating backwards in the wrong direction. He gaps up pretty well, but the problem is that Brock Nelson here has got more speed than he does, and all of his weight is going right. And Brock Nelson's a pretty good hockey player. So Brock Nelson sees that his weight is going this way. And the issue is that the only way that he can keep speed while tightening the gap is to keep going to his right. Brock Nelson sees that, and then all it's going to take, he makes a great move. So he's going to he's scared he's going to blow by him, right? So he overcorrects to his right. All of his weight's going right. If he wanted to go left, he could, but it'd be like turning an oil tanker, Unless you're Cale Makar, who somehow, the laws of physics don't apply to his feet and legs. This is a really hard thing to recover back to the middle. So Brock Nelson, it's still got to be a great play, but he gets all of his weight going this way. And then once you turn this way, if he was on his shoulder here and he's facing his own net, that's great defense. But he's facing his own net, and he's got too much of a gap between him and Brock, because now he's going to toe drag him, and he's going to make him look silly. He completely undresses him. Jock strap gone. Juked him out of his jock strap, and it's going to be a bad film session. Bye-bye. Toe dragged. Now, I feel bad exposing whoever this is. If it's Roman Josi, oof. But he's in this is a really difficult situation, and he got hosed over all because of, first of all, this change. I don't know what the hell is going on with this change. But F1, if he takes away this D-to-D pass, it's a whole different scenario. It all comes down to this neutral zone forecheck just being this angle's god awful. And when I played at Denver, the number one thing that we worked on a ton that Monty was crazy about was the F1 being good at setting angles. It isn't easy. In this situation, it is easy. I could have done this shit. But it's hard to set angles because it's not something that you typically do in big open ice as a forward. And you got to read gaps well, and you don't skate backwards well. You shouldn't be skating backwards, but you can set it. You can set an angle. It all comes down to this F1. This is putrid. Putrid. And then he takes a lap, dude. He's not even in frame. This change is horrifying too. There might be some other things that happen here that I don't really quite understand, but a minute into the game is a bad look. Minute into the game, if you're this defenseman, you're playing in Nashville, you suck. Everyone knows you suck. You're not going to get good. You're just trying to, put up a good fight, do it for the fans, earn your paycheck, and then minute into the game, you got Brock Nelson coming full speed downhill at you. You got no gap, and you get toe dragged into oblivion. It's a bad scene, man. All of a sudden, he's thinking, you know what? Maybe I should go play in Switzerland. Anyways, it all comes down to F1. I want to talk about that. Okay, this one This one might this film sesh might be a little bit controversial. This is a save by Sergei Bobrovsky against the Mammoth. Do you ever try to shoulder Nelson there? I guess I should look at you guys for questions. Do you ever try to shoulder Nelson there, or are you fuck no matter what because Nelson is that good? No. I mean, yes, you do try to shoulder him. I mean, in a perfect world, yes, you do try to shoulder him. So, like, honestly, no, you don't. Because the issue is that you don't have the speed advantage. Now, there's a world where the only chance that you shoulder him is on the cutback. If you read that he's cutting back, like it's a big gamble. And to be honest with you, whoever this is probably not thinking that he's going to toe drag him here because it's a 3-on-2. It's a 3-on-2. So this defenseman is probably more so thinking that he needs to push him wide because he's going to be worried about more so. I mean, this guy was the stretch, so he doesn't have any speed, but he's playing it more like a 2-on-2. And he's probably more worried about a cross and drop. But the only time that he possibly could have got a hit on Nelson was on the toe drag. And the only way he would be able to do that is if he makes a huge gamble and stops right here and then meets him right when he commits to the toe drag. But you got to pre-fire it. You know, he's going to try to put a shoulder on him and push him wide. Brock Nelson just times it up beautifully and then puts him in a blender, puts him in a spliff, blood. Puts him in a spliff. And he's kind of caught between two minds. If you have the option of hitting someone, this is kind of goes against typical logic. If you have the option of shouldering someone or taking away their stick, typically you always want to take away the body because that inadvertently takes away the stick. If you go for the stick and the puck and you don't get it, you lose everything. But at least if you go through the body and you don't get the stick, you still got the body. You know what I mean? One takes away the other versus the other one only takes away one. But in this situation, he's not thinking about taking away the body because he doesn't have the speed or the leverage to do it. So he's got to take away the stick, but he just misses, because Brock Nelson's a great player and he gets embarrassed. So the reason why he can't put a shoulder into him is mostly because of a speed mismatch and because he doesn't have a gap. But the other part of it is that he's not really thinking about that. He's doing sort of a contained defense in the hopes because he's worried about the odd man rush or the 2-on-2. Now, his help is also not gapped up well, and his body positioning is butt cheeks. Because he should be collapsing to the middle right here. Because when all hell breaks loose, you can leave some guys over here and then hope your back checkers pick them up, but you got to fall back to the Alamo. So he can't really get a body on him, and then this isn't very helpful. It happens quick. It's really bang, bang, bang. I feel bad because the defenseman here get dealt a really shitty hand. But he's a big fella, whoever this is. I don't know who Shrek is over here, but he's got a long reach. He should be turned and faced already. Because even if they go back to Landeskog, he's at least in his way and can turn and try to disrupt. But he just gets caught in no man's land. I mean, it really isn't on the defenseman. It's on this F1. I mean, this is a putrid angle. I should start getting some MS Paint involved. I might have to do that. Do I have MS Paint? might pull that up just in case we need it. Oh, we do have it. Dude, some guys are really good at it. I'm not. All right, we got it pulled up just in case. Okay, the next one I wanted to talk about was the Sergei Bobrovsky save. This might be a little bit controversial, okay? So this is a 2-on-1. I think this is my buddy Seth Jones, who I grew up with. Played Pee Wee hockey together. I don't know if I ever told you guys that. Anyways, so it's a 2-on-1, but it's not a full 2-on-1. This is an incredible save. This ends up with an incredible save by Sergei Bobrovsky. But I want to talk about how I actually think that it's an incredible save, but it's more of a throw by the Mammoth in my opinion. But there's a few things going on here. So it's kind of a broken 2-on-1. This back checker's got a good angle on this, and it's kind of a 3-on-2. If I'm Seth Jones here, you're kind of caught in between, because if you're on a 2-on-1 and you have a back checker who might get to the weak side, you want to let the back checker take the weak side. But the issue is that he may not get there. So you're in two minds. On a typical 2-on-1, the defenseman is supposed to always take away the cross-ice pass, because you don't want to give your goalie a backdoor one-timer, because no one's saving that. 90% of the time, no one's saving that. You got to take the lesser of two evils. You let the guy carry the puck all the way in, and then your goalie can get on the top of his crease, cut down the angle, and you take your chances with a shot. But if it goes cross-ice, then you got to pray your goalie makes an incredible save. Now, this is a little bit tricky because Seth has to realize, all right, do I want to tell this back checker to take the weak side or go for him? It's really close, because if he tells this back checker to go for the guy with the puck and take him, then he may not even make it. That's a big distance to cover. And he may just take it wide and get a breakaway. So he's caught in between. Anyways, and then if you go one frame further, he just ain't catching him. Okay? And it's also a 3-on-2. If I'm the forward, I'm worried about, do I worry about the back door or do I worry about the trailer? This is a terrible setup for a 3-on-2/2-on-1. So Seth does the right thing. He's taking away the pass, because that's the one thing that he knows that can't happen. And the back checker is trying to take away the pass as well, as best he can. He's trying to take away the pass as best he can. And the good news is that this guy coming down right here is a righty, which means if he wants to load up a forehand shot, it's going to be on the inside, meaning Seth will have a better chance of getting his stick on it when he commits to the shot. And so they come down, and Seth's in a really good spot, because what you end up doing is if you can freeze them for a second and then you use your inside edge, you can close the gap without them even realizing it. So he's trying to wait. He kind of gambles and sort of buzzes his tower a little bit. Like defensemen will do that, like kind of a fake lunge where they look like they're going for you to try to bait you into a certain position. But he kind of overcommits. And if this guy were a lefty, it would be much harder for him to get this pass through. But because he's a righty, he can open up his body more, and he's got an angle here. Now, here is where I actually think that more of the criticism belongs to the Mammoth, and Bobrovsky deserves all the praise because this is an incredible save, but this is a bit of a throw, and it's a really common mistake that you see all the way through youth hockey up into the pros. It's a really hard one to teach out of. So they go cross ice, and Bob, I didn't even notice this on the first one. Bob's cheating big right here. Actually, whoever 8 is, it's a hard play that you got to be a real goal scorer to notice this. He's committed to the pass. He's selling the shot, but he's committed to the pass in his mind. I can just tell. If he had like 500 IQ game sense, he can see that Bob is getting ready to push off his right foot because he knows this is coming. There's a lot of room low blocker here. If he has a good enough release, the problem is that I like to think that Bob can see that his stick is too far behind his body for him to be able to get a good shot. It would be hard for him to rotate his arms and his elbows enough to get it low blocker, but that's open because Bob's cheating. But to Bob's credit, this body positioning here, he can't really get there. And if he does try to get there, enough time will pass, and I'm talking like half a second, but like enough time will pass where Bob will be able to read it and try to make a save. And they actually do a good job. I mean, even the drop pass is kind of taken away. I mean, if you drop it right here, this is, you never want to be in the pylon stance like this. I mean, this triangle is begging to be exposed. But drop pass could work here. But you got the cross ice pass, and Seth bites on the fake, and I think he lunges his stick. Yeah, so he tries to block the shot, which is exactly what 8 wants. You try to hold it, and then if you can fake the shot enough, the D-man will switch his stick real quick to try to block the shot or deflect it, and then that's when you go cross ice because now wide open. This only looks like maybe 3 feet of space. If you're a forward in the situation, this is like the Red Sea parting. I mean, this is an easy pass. So he goes cross ice, right? Now, one thing I want to show you here. So when they enter the zone, he's inside the dots here. He's pretty much on the hash. By the time the puck comes across, he's already drifted to the dot. He's already drifted to the dot. And this happens, I saw this, the best players still do this. And when I was at Denver, the best players, coaches would always talk about this. You don't even realize it, but when you're opening up for a one-timer, one-timers are really hard. And naturally, your instinct is to back away because when the pass comes in, it's really hard to time it up depending on how hard the pass is. So what ends up happening is you naturally will back away towards the boards and before even realizing it, because then you give yourself more distance to read the pass and it's easier to hit. So you're kind of trying to hedge your bet and make it easier. But you do it subconsciously. And by the time the puck gets over there, look where he is. He was on the hash when he entered the zone. By the time he gets the one-timer, he's on the dots. It's not the worst thing. But it gives, and your weight is going backwards. He still gets a great shot off, and Bob makes an incredible save. But if I had to be really, really harsh, oh, it's Clayton Keller. If Clayton Keller holds his lane, and he doesn't really need to open up here. If he holds his lane and then keeps his toes facing the post, if he comes down the dash and this puck comes across, it's in the back of the net before Bob can get over there. But to prepare for the one-timer, he ends up backing himself up, and by the time the puck gets there, a guy like Bob, I mean, it's still a wide open net. I mean, I'm being really, really harsh. Lights. How many milligrams of Addy's on? The brain is firing. The prescribed amount. I'm being really harsh. But the fact of the matter is that, he doesn't have to stay on the dashes. But if he doesn't back up this much, you don't give Bob a chance. And it's still an incredible save. And it's so harsh on Clayton Keller. But the fact of the matter is that, like, the difference between a goal in this situation and a save in this situation is him drifting away from the back post. Because you don't realize it, but look where he is. It's still a crazy save, but you see that happen all the time, and our coaches would talk about all the time. When you open up for a one-timer, you end up drifting into the corner, and then you end up like that screenshot of Danny Heatley opening up for a one-timer on the red line in the corner. But still an incredible save. The Panthers, in a perfect world, don't let this happen. But you got Sergei Bobrovsky. If I could, I mean, it really comes down to they had the cross ice pass pretty much taken care of. If he feeds it through there, it is what it is. He's an NHL player. You can only cover so much. And if he saucer passes it, you got to hope you knock it out of the air. But they're covering this backdoor pass pretty well. Where it goes south is Seth biting on the shot. And I'm going to be honest, this is my guy, Seth, one of the best defensemen in the NHL. He bites on this, and I don't really think he needed to because he's not set up for a shot. Look where his hands are. His shoulders aren't facing the net. He can't really get a shot off here. So this bite, gives away the cross ice. But you got Sergei Bobrovsky, so what are you going to do? You just let him make great saves. Okay. This one was kind of interesting. This is Burakovsky. I love Burakovsky when he was on the Avs. I haven't watched him in forever. I don't know how he's doing, but Burakovsky is a player, dude. He was. I don't know how he is now. So this is a D-zone face-off, St. Louis, Chicago. Now, I was trying to figure out what the Blues were trying to do because the Blues coach is Monty, who is my coach. I don't know what he's changed, but I do know what the general rule of thumb was regarding, there's a few plays that you can run on a defensive zone face-off, and they're very common across the league. You know what I mean? It's either a strong or a wheel. Okay? In general, there's other ones you mix in there that are a little bit more intricate, but in general, it's a strong or a wheel. A wheel means that you win the draw back. This defenseman, who's a righty, which is good, the righty defenseman picks it up and wheels out the weak side. Strong is you win it back. This defenseman pops out right here, grabs the puck, goes this way, it goes off the glass. These two wingers go, and then it's not really a play designed to create offense. It's a play designed to get the puck out of the zone. Both of them. So the two common ones, this isn't just a Monty thing. This is every team does a variation of this, which is strong, and we called it wheel. So wheel, you go out the weak side. Strong, you go up the strong side. Now, face-off plays almost never go the way that you think they're going to go. They're almost always broken plays. But the point is that you have to stay on your assignment, even when things go wrong, which 99% of the time they do. So, and it's also really difficult to win draws clean. You know what I mean? The puck's bouncing. It doesn't go exactly where you want it to go, yada, yada, yada. So right here we got center, weak side defense, or I guess strong side defenseman, and then weak side defenseman. The defenseman, we would kind of set it up differently. If you got a really ace face-off guy, you could put a defenseman right behind him. But if he loses that draw, this defenseman has got a lot of ground to cover somebody. So you do typically want to stack on the line. This winger goes to this strong side defenseman. This winger goes to the other defenseman. Center stays on center. Always center stay on center, right? So the Blues win the draw clean, right? Puck goes back almost too clean. It just flies back there. Now, his body language makes me think that they were trying to do a wheel. He's trying to do a wheel because this defenseman is not concerned at all about picking up the puck. Not one bit. So this makes me think, is this Parayko? This makes me think that they were gearing up for a wheel, which means they're going out the weak side. So they do that. Now, the puck was won almost too cleanly, and what ends up happening is, to be honest with you, remarkably unlucky. Now, this defenseman's job in a wheel is to essentially pick one of these guys. You pick up one of these guys, and then you give him time because they're going to start forechecking. In 98, is that Bedard? Bedard is going to establish the forecheck here, right? So he's basically playing cornerback in this situation and doing press coverage. Off a face-off, you can get away with a lot. Like, in any other circumstance on the ice, you don't really see this, but off face-offs, it's kind of prison rules. So you can, in cornerbacks in football with a wide receiver, you have 5 yards where you can make all the contact in the world you want outside of holding. So that's kind of what's going on here. So he's trying to block him, but the tricky part is that in his head, it's like, oh, it's a clean win. That's going to be an easy wheel. So he's not too concerned. And he also doesn't want to draw an interference penalty. So he tries to slow up Bedard. Now, what ends up happening here is crazy. Really unlucky. The draw was won almost too cleanly. The puck came back with some serious oomph that you don't usually see in face-off wins. And then look at this, dude. The angle that it hits at is brutal. Look how perfect this is. If this hits the back of the net, everything's fine. But the angle of it is crazy. And I'm pretty sure, is this Binnington playing? I don't know if he's playing or not. Can you break down the wheel, please? I mean, I guess it'd be a good time. It would be a good chance for me to practice my MS Paint. Let's work on some MS Paint, okay? Let's break down a wheel here. Holy shit. Okay, let's do... So this is the D zone, right? Here's the blue line. Here's the face-off dot. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? I'm not drawing boobs. I know what you guys are going to say. We're not drawing boobs, but they kind of look like boobs. Nice. Okay. Here is the goal line. Here's the net. Okay. So a wheel is centerman wins the puck back here. This defenseman picks up this puck, carries it around, and then goes off the glass, most likely. This D2 backs it up a bit and then kind of runs a pick for this guy, so he's got a little bit of room. But someone's going to get to him. But that's okay because he's going off the glass. Totally fine. Okay, centerman stays on center. And then this guy, depending on the coach, you pretty much just go up. Both wingers pretty much go up. This winger will probably go here to try to support this, but you just go up, and that's essentially a wheel. That's a wheel. If you have room and you can skate it up, then this guy can get to the red line, and then you can just shoot it at a stick and you get an easy dump in, or you carry it and you got Cale Makar, you can go coast to coast. But that's the general rule of thumb on a wheel. Very simple play. Tons of NHL teams run it. But what happens here is biblically unlucky. Binnington thinks that this, if anything, this is going to hit the back of the net and everything's hunky-dory. Look at this angle this puck takes. I mean, it goes within a centimeter. When they say wheel in the ozone off a broken rush, do they just mean throw it back to the point? I don't know exactly what wheel would be in the ozone. I'll answer that question after, but no, that's not what that means. I'll show you what that probably means late after this. But this puck, the geometry on this is insane. So unlucky that it just has the perfect angle where it hugs the net as close as it can without hitting it or slowing down. So now all of a sudden this is an oh fuck moment because this puck is in a bad spot. And Parayko, he's doing his job. In no universe did he think that this puck would have, one, the kinetic energy and the inertia, how you like that, to bounce off the boards and then come out above the goal line. But he's also committed to picking it up. So now he's wrong side of the net. And whoever this defenseman in is definitely didn't expect that to happen. So he's trying to pick Bedard, but he can't go too hard on the pick. And also on top of that, this is all happening behind him where he can't see what's going on. Bedard can see this, so Bedard's like, oh shit, I got to get to this puck quick. And if you're in Bedard's head, the number one goal here is to just poke this thing back door because whoever the winger or the centerman is going to see that this is a little bit of this got a little dicey, and back door is where you want to be right here. If you're Bedard, you get your stick on this and you just push it somewhere in this area. If it's on net, that's fine. Maybe you get a rebound. If it's clean, your hand isn't, he's a right-handed guy. If he was a lefty, he may be able to get a shot on that. But even if, as a righty, he's Connor Bedard, he can backhand it. The point is that you get this to the net, or you get it back door, or you get it in the neighborhood, and you get it there quick because the Parayko's behind the net, so the recovery is not going to be good. And then also on top of that, the sense of urgency, which I know Bedard senses, is that this is a goofy play, and these guys aren't going to be ready for this, nor really, frankly, should they be, because this is a bizarre situation where this puck somehow bounced so perfectly off the board where everyone thought it was going to hit the back of the net or die back here, but it perfectly bounced off the boards and some reason had enough speed to get out there. So this is ripe for just like a quick counterattack, and I guarantee Bedard was thinking that. So Bedard gets over on him, and he gets to that puck as quick as he can. Now, the unfortunate thing is that Parayko is the size of the Empire State Building. So even though he was wrong side of the net, this pterodactyl can get a stick on it from a mile away, right? So Bedard's, got to get there quick and just try to get there. Good news is that Bedard has the advantage of having two hands on his stick, whereas Parayko has one. Now, Parayko is an oaf, right? Strong guy. Even with one hand on his stick, he's a strong dude. But no matter what, I don't care how strong you are, you're not going to win this battle with one hand on your stick. And he shouldn't have two hands on his stick because he's got to do the reach. He's got to reach. But having said that, even if he gets a clean connection on this, it's going to kill the play. But Bedard gets a stick on it, and Parayko, gets good contact. And to be honest, he gets really unlucky. Bedard here, this is where first overall pick comes in. This is a 3,000 IQ play. And just to be honest with you, pure athleticism. Parayko gets a piece of it and knocks it into his feet. 9 times out of the 10, this puck gets bounced out somewhere over here, and that still might be a problem. But Bedard, being the freak he is, reads it and then just bang, kicks it really quick, which is legitimately really impressive. Legitimately really impressive. So now this puck is just bouncing over this way because he kicked it. I mean, it's incredibly good play that you don't really notice. So now the puck goes backdoor, and then he even gets another stick on it, which is crazy. The fact that he went from this situation to Parayko getting a piece of it, in a split second, he angles his skate so that the puck now bounces in front of him, and he still has the ability to get his stick on it and just give it a nice little push backdoor is incredible. You can make a criticism that you gotta kill this play backdoor. You can't let this happen, but this happened so quick, and this is such a weird broken play that you can't even blame the Blues in this situation because it was such a weird play. But Bedard really, that was a great play. I mean, this is like someone who gives a fuck about scoring. You know what I mean? Like that's just a desire thing. I can't even fault the Blues on this. I really can't. The only person that I could possibly fault, 2 people, and it's really harsh again. It's really harsh. In a perfect world, Parayko reads that this is a goofy bounce and it might come out the weak side above the goal line, and he cuts this off immediately. He goes in front of his goalie and just kills the play that way. But that's asking a lot. Like, I don't know how smart Colton Parayko is, but I don't expect him to be Archimedes and reading the bounce of the puck. A lot of guys can read the bounce of the puck really well. Paul Stastny was incredible at that. And NHL guys all can read bounces of pucks really well. But off a face-off like that doesn't really happen ever in this way. So, unless he's got a protractor in his visor, he's not going to – that's a really harsh one. The only person I could maybe throw the blame at is Binnington, if that's him. I don't even know who's that. He's not number 30, isn't he? He's like number 50 or something. Whoever this goalie is. It's harsh, but you have the best ability to read this because you see how fast the puck's coming. You're staring right at it, and then in a perfect world, you go to your other post and you stick a stick out here and you grab this puck and just push it in the corner. Parayko gets it. We're good. It's harsh. It's really harsh. But this is where it pays to have a neurotic goalkeeper. Joel Hofer. I think it's harsh. I think it's really harsh because it's not a play that you discuss. This is not something that typically happens. It's one thing if it's like a dump in. If it's a dump in, you expect your goalie to be able to read the bounce. But off a face-off, very rarely does a puck come off a face-off this hot. But this is where it pays to have a very neurotic goalkeeper. Sometimes you want an easygoing goalkeeper like Carey Price, but you need it like that. That's a rare breed where it's like they're zen and the game is slow for them. And in general, this is where it pays to have a neurotic goalkeeper where any kind of threat is deemed as DEFCON 5. So if you have a neurotic goalkeeper, he's pushing immediately over to the right, and he is horrified that there's even a 1% chance this puck gets above the goal line. And he is stuck to his other post. So if I could cast blame on anyone, I guess I could do it on the goalie, but it's harsh. It's really harsh. So he could push over and kill this play. Or at the very least, like, at this point, when he's like, you can tell he's kind of like, oh, what the fuck? At this point, you just go helicopter mode and you swing this stick. You swing this stick right now on the ice, and you just let that stick do work. But the angle of it's crazy because look how far it is still from the goal here. You should know where Bedard is, always be on his hands. I mean, he's on his hands, dude. That's the thing I'm trying to say is that, like, this is maybe a little soft, and then maybe you run the risk of an interference penalty here. But, dude, like, look, this is a really bizarre play where this 99 times out of 100, the puck doesn't bounce like this. And so, who is this? I know who this is. Is this, what's his fucking name? This guy's a good player. Anyways, he's going for the strong because he's like, all right, Parayko's going to pick up the puck and I'm going strong. He's already looking up ice right now, being like, all right, we're going up strong. Everything's good. Take the trip, if anything. Yeah, I mean, hindsight's 20/20, but, like, this happened so quick. It's a little soft. Yeah, I'll give it to you, but it's really tricky. Also, let me just say something real quick. I forgot to say off the bat. These Blues jerseys, cream-inducing. Cream-inducing. I think the Blues, when people talk about best jerseys in sports, Blues are constantly underrated. The Blues jerseys and color scheme and logo and everything, incredible. It's not Tarasenko. I keep having it on the tip of my tongue, and then I keep thinking of something else, and I forget it. I mostly wanted to show this clip for how unlucky it was. I really can't cast blame. Like, if I'm putting myself in the mind of Monty, the coach of the Blues, my former coach, like, he will have something to say about this because at the end of the day, the fundamentals still hold the same, and it shouldn't matter that it was unlucky. If the fundamentals are good, this doesn't happen, but it's harsh. Oh, I'm saying for the goalie, like, if you spin around and trip up Bedard, at least the puck ends up in the corner. I agree with that. But that wouldn't really happen. If he spins around, he's going for the puck. He's going for the puck. And in general, I would say I think goalies are too quick to go into the reverse V here. I think that's what it's called. They love doing the reverse V. It is a good tactic, but I think goalies a lot of goalies don't realize how powerful a poke check is, because as a forward, you're so concerned with you're getting hassled by other guys on you. Their sticks are getting on you, the shoulders. You're worried about the passy lane. Like, in tight, goalies don't utilize a poke check enough. They don't utilize their stick enough. Tim Thomas was great at it. In tight, Tim Thomas almost operated like another defenseman. So, I mean, it's harsh, man. Dude, this player over here, Robert Thomas, that finally got it. Robert Thomas. Robert Thomas is an incredible hockey player. This looks bad on the freeze frame, yes, for number 6, but it happens so quick. And even despite all of this, Parayko gets a good stick on the puck, and then Bedard just does some wizard shit and still gets this puck back door. It's a really unlucky play. It's a really unlucky play. But that happens sometimes. I just don't even know if you guys are realizing how nutty. Like, we'll do a little bit. We'll cheat a little bit. Don't tell anyone. But just, I'm going to play it. But just be chill. We're going to only play a second. Just watch how crazy this angle is. Like, it does hit the net, actually. Barely hits the net. But the amount of speed that this puck has off a face-off, you never see that. Parayko just reaching instead of skating. Dude, he has to reach. That's the only way he's getting there. In a perfect world, yeah, he keeps his feet moving, but these are human beings, man. Like, he does the right thing, and he gets a stick on it. I guess, okay, I'll say this. I guess the better play, it's really harsh. The better play would have been Parayko at this point. I think he thinks he's going to win this, so he commits to it. The better play would have actually been to still try to get a stick on it, but if he turns his feet and cuts inside right here and uses his body to cut off the back door, that would have been a better play. If he comes around the net and then immediately wraps and still tries to he can still get a stick on it and then his body's in the way, then the witchcraft of Bedard doesn't happen. I'll give you that. But it's really, I mean, that's 5D chess. Yeah, he's trying to poke it past Bedard because that's the thing is that you got to understand the psychology of the play. Like, this is a weird situation. Most of these guys are still thinking strong. Like Robert Thomas, right below my camera. Robert Thomas right here is still going for the wheel. And he should be. You know what I mean? He should be. It happens so quick. When I go frame by frame like this, it can look brutal. But even 6 is like he's on his hip. If he pokes it, they're on a rush. Right. You know? And this is one of those goals when it happens on the ice, you're just like, you just look to the skies and you're like, come on, dude. Come on. You know what I mean? Because you didn't really do anything wrong. It's just that it didn't bounce your way. And when you look at it in the film room, yeah, there's going to be mistakes, but given it's not like you fucked this up. It's not like that. All right. Now what is this one? We have one more from the Blues game. God, I miss talking puck. Why did I not do this for so long? Okay. This is where I get a little, okay, I remember this one. This is where I get a little bit worried about the Blackhawks. Because this is putrid. Now, I will say one thing as a caveat to breaking down NHL film, especially regular season. This is going to be like me telling you Santa Claus isn't real. Okay? Regular season NHL games aren't exactly, you're not seeing the highest level of intensity. They play 82 games a year. It's a war of attrition, okay? In the playoffs, it's a much different story where these mistakes don't happen, and if they do happen, it's just a huge fuck up, i.e. the Matt Duchene clip from last playoffs. NHL players are trying, for the most part, they are trying to get in and get out, get a win, on to the next one. You know what I mean? There's certain things where, like, you're not going to see as hard a back checking. You're not going to see as good a D zone because it's 82 games, man. It's 82 games. Now, if you watch, this is sometimes why I like watching college more, is that the intensity of a college hockey game in general is higher than in the average regular season NHL game because you only play 2 days a week and it's full-grown men who are more or less NHL players or near NHL players. But their ability and the speed that they can reach is the same as NHL players. Sands, Nathan McKinnon, Cale Makar, Connor McDavid. Those are on that's gear 6. But in general, college games are higher intensity because you just play less games and you have to be intense. So anyways, this looks like another face-off possibly. I'm not sure. Anyways, so right now, the Blues are very compressed. All 5 guys are below the circles. All 5 guys are below the circles. I don't know what happened before this, but it's pretty weird how far backed up the Blackhawks are. If all 5 guys are below the circle here, there should be forwards in the mix here. Like, I don't know what happened here. It's kind of a weird start, but the Blues are very compressed. They got time and space, but they're very compressed. Anyways, so fast forward. Everyone's in pretty good position here. Now, this is another example of a climb. It's kind of a broken climb, but it's still a climb nonetheless. Pull up MS Paint, please. How do I... Okay, hold on. So let me show you guys a climb. Okay? So a climb... Let's just extend this a bit for the people at home. So a climb... This isn't really to scale, but you'll get the picture. Okay. So a climb is basically this. You have a D-man, say here, with the puck. You have a weak side defenseman here. Now, a lot of the times what you'll see is this D-man, they won't have much speed. They're both backing up and taking an angle. So this D-man could be skating backwards, taking an angle, and taking his ice. This D-man backs up. They go D to D. He climbs a little bit. This is actually typically how you see like a full setup climb. A full setup climb will go D to D and then back to D. So a full setup climb will be like this D is backing up. You have a typical neutral zone forecheck. They want to draw F1. They want to draw the F1. What color should I do? So they want to draw F1. They want to draw him this way. They pass it across, right? He goes up this way. This D-man keeps climbing. Meanwhile, this D-man takes his ice this way, and then you go back this way, and then this D-man climbs up what was the strong side, now I guess the weak side. That's a typical climb, right? Sometimes the climb doesn't involve the back pass. In that case, the setup is a little bit different. In that case, it's a little bit more, I guess, if you would call a ladder, but it's still a climb. So this D-man's skating forward rather than backwards. He's skating forward, and then he just puts this puck back to this D-man who's carrying the puck with speed. That's the basics of the climb. How you get there, if it's direct or if it's D to D back to D, the end result's the same. That's a climb. So this ends up being kind of a broken climb. So this guy carries the puck up. He pulls everyone to one side and gets everyone going north, and then he goes back for the climb to the weak side D. Bertuzzi here is in fine position. It's not great, but I don't really know what happened before this. But it's not great because he doesn't have a good gap. He's skating backwards, but I don't know what happened before this. Anyways, they do the climb, right? And now, all of a sudden, the Blues, who were compressed, all 5 guys below the circle, are stretched out, and they have tons of space to climb. So what ends up happening is this is a bit of a broken play. I think, is that 98? Is that Bedard again? So Bedard was behind the play. So what ends up happening is they set up in a box. They pretty much have to box up because this is a kind of goofy play. So in theory, like if you want to box up, oh God, hold on. How do I? Is there a quick erase? Whatever. Or can I just do like a new page? Or can I got to learn this stuff. Can I just do this? All right, there we go. So in the neutral zone, I guess we got to go like, actually, we'll do it this way. No. Oh, Christ. Okay. How do I want to do this? We're going to do it this way. Dude. That's too thin. Was that the eraser? That's too thick. We're learning. Okay. So, that's not going to work. What am I doing? Okay. We're learning. We're going to do it this way. We're just going to do a full rink. We're going to make it easy, and we're just going to do a full rink, okay? I need to have, like, stock. I need to have, like, rinks pulled up already, I think. I got to have preload. I got to preload my rinks. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. And then we'll just do that and that. That's good enough. Okay? So what ends up happening is the Blackhawks, because of this broken play, are pretty much set up in a box. So you have F, forward, D, D. And then you have another forward who's coming back. In the box, you pretty much want to hold down the box and then push them either over here or over here, and then shift. Everyone shifts, picks up guys, and you just force a dump. Which direction it goes, don't matter. What you can't have is one guy stepping up and then breaking the box, and then they can make a move around you, and then all of a sudden all hell breaks loose, and then this guy tries to recover. Before you know it, it's a 3-on-2. So in this situation, you want to stay in the box and then just force a dump to the outside. Oh, sorry. So what ends up happening here is Bertuzzi, and this is, I don't know what their goal is here, but I don't know what their system is either. But in this situation, it's another tricky play, but Bertuzzi is much better off. Bertuzzi is much better off sticking where he is. Because Bedard's closing the gap. He's back checking hard. He can hassle him. He can hassle him. He can hassle him. He can back check, and he's still going to make a pass. He's probably not going to get the puck off him. But Bertuzzi can't jump here because it's an easy play. Bertuzzi jumps, and then Parayko just makes a really nice cross-ice pass. This winger up here whose stick this is, I'm surprised he didn't get a stick on this. I would have thought that Parayko would just make this easy D-to-D pass. Regardless, Bertuzzi jumps, and it doesn't really affect anything. Like, it doesn't look like it affects anything because it kind of doesn't, right? Actually, you know what I'm going to start doing with this? I'm going to put the chat, like, we're going to split the chat in my camera because it takes up so much room. That's a little better. So, how many systems are there, dude? You always hear them say that when a trade goes down, oh, it should be easy to run the same system. The system kind of comes down to, it mostly comes down to how a team forechecks and how they play D-zone. That's really the two big ones. There's a lot more that goes into it. But it really comes down to how a team forechecks and how they defend, whether they go man-on-man or hybrid or zone. But that's really what it comes down to. But it's not like soccer where, like, there's teams that are, like, there's, like, great variance in it where it's, like, we're a counter-attacking team. We're, tiki-taka, total football. Like, those are much bigger differences. But in hockey, it typically comes down to how the team forechecks and how they do D-zone. Those are the two biggest ones. Anyways, so Bertuzzi steps up here, and it doesn't really change the outcome. Like, if Bertuzzi stays there, Parayko still probably makes the same pass. The issue is that when he steps up, he's in no man's land. He doesn't do anything. He's done zero effect. So once this pass goes over, all of a sudden, Bedard lets up because he's not chasing this guy anymore, and now Bertuzzi is out of the play. And this is a crazy good pass by Parayko, and it's on the winger with speed, and this other winger now is trying to play catch-up, and he vacated the center of the ice. So real quickly, this becomes a 3-on-3, which typically is fine, but the arrangement of the 3-on-3 is really, really bad, because what ends up happening is you have a forward chasing down the wall, and you have a D-man and a D-man over here. So it's a 3-on-3, which typically would be fine. But here's the problem. There's usually like a very well understood, I guess you could say, defensive. I don't even know what the word is. There's like a defensive. Typically on a 3-on-2 with a forward back checking, or a 3-on-3, the forward will always take the trailer. And the D-man will shift to take the two drivers. The two drivers are the guys going to the net. And rule of thumb, thank you. I don't know why my brain froze. But now the issue with this is that this forward now, feels the need that he's got to take this winger. But with the way that the D-man gapped up, the D-man typically will take this guy. So he's gapped up on this guy. So they're both pretty much taking one guy in the situation. And now the trailer's wide open. It's not typical, but in a perfect world, this strong side D-man literally stops and then gaps up on this guy. It would look insane if you saw it in real life, but you almost need to stop here and then gap up on this guy. I'll be honest with you. in my life, if I saw this play 100 times, you'd never see a defenseman do that because it's just kind of, it's just not typical. Because their entire hockey careers, the D-men shift over, take this guy, and then the other more likely option is that this D-man shifts over, and then they call it surfing up, which is essentially the same as gapping up, but surfing up is when you're skating forwards and you gap up. So he would surf up here and then meet this guy at the boards, cut down his angle so he can't cut inside, and then this forward should take the trailer. That's how it should go. But the reason why this is a fuck show is because Bertuzzi just jumps up for no reason. And now the middle of the ice is wide open, and they have a really goofy arrangement. So this D-men's gap makes me want to vomit. Vomit. Bad situation. It's not even really his fault. And this guy right here is carrying speed, so this forward has to stay on him. So now they're caught in no man's land. And yeah, you'd hope that this defenseman would raise his IQ a little bit and be like, okay, wait a second. This forward is on this guy. I'm probably am the only one that can worry myself about the trailer. Who's covering the trailer? Because the weak side defenseman has to cover the back door. But 39, yes, in theory is supposed to be Bertuzzi's. I mean, it's just supposed 39 is supposed to be one of the forwards. And the way it worked out was that just because Bertuzzi was the one that jumped and Parayko went to the side where the other winger already was, he just wasn't in the middle of the ice. And the issue is that he should then now cover the trailer, but if he leaves this guy, he's going straight to the net and taking it wide. It's not the D-man's fault. And so he needs to respect this, because even if this forward stays on number 9, he may still beat him to the far post and just take it wide. So even if this defenseman tries to make a 500 IQ play and then go up on 39, he still could get burnt wide. So he's caught in a really difficult situation. Essentially, this has become a 2-on-1 right here between these three players, number 9, 39, and 55. 48 just has to cover the back door. But of course, what ends up happening is 39 just comes down Main Street. This is the easiest pass on earth for Robert Thomas. I think that's him. Easiest pass on earth. No one can really cover this. This thief man maybe could have done something about it, but it's a really unfortunate play. And 39 comes down Broadway. Brother, I would have given away my testicles to science to have this much space in the slot when I played college. Now, the reason I never really even got that chance is because you had to be on the ice. But this should never happen at the NHL level. This is crazy. This is crazy. And then now we're just got cones. I don't know. At this point now I'm going to get harsh. I'm going to get harsh on 55. I mean, what are we doing here, dude? We got a pylon. He's just walking down Broadway. I mean, whoever the goalie is for the Blackhawks has got to be thinking, you guys got to be fucking kidding me. Where's Bertuzzi? It's just bad D-zone, and that makes me worry a lot about the Blackhawks, because it's one thing to have every team has defensive lapses. That's just part of hockey. But this is like, come on, man. And it's a broken play. It's kind of a goofy thing. And even Bertuzzi stepping up here is not like, I can understand why he did it, because your inclination as a forward is just not to skate backwards, so you feel like you should be forechecking. But you hope that your players are a little bit more cerebral. It's like, no one has an angle here. Let Bedard back check. And then also on top of that, Bedard, if Parayko makes this pass and Bertuzzi doesn't step up, Bedard can finish his back check. But what ends up happening is when Bertuzzi steps up, he kind of stops this whole situation. Then Bedard is like, whoa. And then Bedard has to slow up because Bertuzzi's kind of in the way. And it just kind of ruins the whole play. And then the setup is just all wrong. Bad D-zone. Bad. Rudy, this website is cool for drawing plays. Oh, hell yeah. Thanks, dude. Oh, this is great. Thank you. Oh, this is nice. This is real nice. Oh, I'm going to save this. Thank you, brother. That's huge. God, it feels good to be talking puck again. What other ones did I have saved? I think I'm good, actually. Ooh. There is one more. Can you guys handle one more? Twitch isn't showing up in the chat window. Oh, I wonder. It says it's not connected. Hold on a second. I don't know how it disconnected. Give me a sec. Let's fix that. Where's my streamer bot? Partially connected. Wah. I'll just close it out and restart it. You guys got one more in you? It's a quick one. It's another 2-on-1 play. There we go. All right, should be good now. Okay. Rudy, do you have a nosebleed? You were out of your body talking puck. That was amazing. Oh, thanks, man. No, when I talk about something I actually know about, it turns out you can be a little bit more eloquent. Sometimes I worry if it's a little bit too crackheady, but... All right, so this is a 2-on-1 in the Buffalo Kraken game. This is a positive play. I'm not even going to talk about what leads to this 2-on-1. Who gives a shit, okay? There's a 2-on-1. Pause the music, Jarvis. Thank you. 2-on-1. Gap, not great. But that happens sometimes, right? So, like I said before with the 2-on-1, the only thing that you want to take away is the cross-ice pass. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky. Now, what we were taught at Denver, and what I personally really like to do, if I was on the correct side, the correct hand, he's not in the correct hand on this one. So, like, it would be better if you were righty. As soon as you cross the blue line, if you can make a cross-ice pass, do it. Because then that really fucks over the defenseman. Because then he has to make a decision and his gap's all fucked up, and then you can go back again one more time. Typically on a 2-on-1, you only get a chance to go cross-ice once. But if you have the room and the D's got a bad gap and you can make a pass as soon as you cross the blue line, you give yourself so much of a better chance. And so the gap is bad here, so there is a chance for that. So 2-on-1 and they're coming down, and then sure enough, as soon as they cross the blue line, it's actually a little delayed. I mean, this gap is terrible. In my opinion, this D-man should be angling a little bit more towards 9, and you just let your goalie take the chances with the shot, but I can understand why you don't want to. Anyways, the one thing that's important about this, and this is a really, really good play on a 2-on-1, it's not easy. I remember I made this play one time when I was at Denver, and Monty started laughing and was like, that was sick, and gave me a fist bump. He never did that, especially when it came to my offensive play. So that should show you how good of a play this is. It was one of the few times Monty looked at me as if I was actually a goal scorer. And so the good news is that number 9 is a lefty, which makes this possible. So he's going to pass it across. Now, if at all possible, when they pass it across, most players will catch the puck here and then, look to shoot the puck, or they'll hold it for a second and then they'll try to go back cross ice. But if you have the opportunity, when this pass gets made, if you one-touch it immediately back, this defenseman is so screwed, I can't even describe it. So screwed, I can't even describe it. If you one touch this puck right back, it's basically a breakaway. So, and the timing of it's perfect because he commits to this, and then number 9 immediately one touches it straight back, and now you essentially erase this guy from a 2-on-1, and you turn a 2-on-1 into a 1v0. And it's not like a 1v0 where you're just coming down and all of a sudden you just get it, like you skate down the wall, you don't pass it across, and you just shoot it. Because what the effect that this has on the goalie is huge. Because typically you wouldn't expect a one-touch pass straight back to where it came from. It's a great play by 9. And so what ends up happening is the goalie right here is trying to wait to set up his angle. So this pass comes across, and he's sort of trying to get ready for a shot from here, or possibly he carries the puck for a stride and then goes backdoor again. But because he one touches it back, his weight's going right, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, fuck. And then things happen really quick where it's like bang, bang, when you're kind of expecting like a bang. Just that little bit of like a second and a half difference. But if you can pass it across and then one touch it back through the D-man's triangle, you're a god. And they do that. Put it right back, and now this goalie, you can almost see the panic in the 480p. And the hand's set up perfectly for it because now he's on his offhand, he's inverted hand. His body's opened up to the net. He can one-time it or catch it and just ping it. But you can see, even though this is in, potato quality, this goalie's like, whoa, his arm is out, like this body position. He's like, holy shit. And so puck comes back, and then it's just, I mean, look at him. He's in the center of the net. It's a great 2-on-1 play. I only managed to pull that play off once, and I don't even know why I did it. That's a great 2-on-1 play. That one wasn't that crazy. I just wanted to show that one because that's a big time 2-on-1 play. For the kids at home, if you can make a pass as soon as you cross the blue line on a 2v1, you're going to set yourself up for success. The number one thing you don't want to do is just carry the puck into the, like, slowly carry the puck and then just like wait forever and then shoot it at the goalie's pads, which a lot of people do. Oh yeah, Norris, I did see that. Norris did take a nasty spill here because after the pass, their skates collide and he just goes full speed into the boards. I've been there before. It doesn't feel good. But the good news about that is that as long as you're okay and you just take a couple bumps and bruises, it's a crowd pleaser. It's a crowd pleaser when you fly into the boards at full speed because everyone's like, it's like Ricky Bobby in The Crash. Like it can up your aura as long as your leg doesn't snap. You know what I mean? Watching this live, I almost thought Norris hit his bad shoulder again and was going to lose it. That's how I dislocated my shoulder. That's how I ended up with shoulder surgery. Well, actually, funny enough, I flew into the boards just like that, but it wasn't actually the boards that dislocated my shoulder. I was on a breakaway, and our goalie, Tanner Gillette, tried to poke check me, and he hit me in the skate, and which is fine. That happens. But when I fell on the ice, I fell and I wasn't ready for it, so my arms were kind of up, and then my elbows and my hands hit the ice, and that like initial jolt knocked my shoulder out, and then I flew into the boards, and everyone thought I dislocated my shoulder when I slammed into the boards, but it was literally just me falling and hitting the ice like a loser. Can we watch a Cronwall check compilation? I'd love to, but I don't know if we're allowed to. Dude, I saw, this was probably a while ago at this point. There was a guy on, can't remember who it was. It was either the Canucks or the Kraken or the Mammoth. Tom Wilson hit somebody, and it was a guy that had concussion issues, and he got another concussion, which is a bummer. But this guy made a TikTok that was like, let me know if this is a bad take, but I don't think that this is a malicious hit from Tom Wilson. It's a clean hit. But I take issue with the fact that he was trying to draw this like conclusion and like this theory that like Tom Wilson maybe should be punished because he hit a player that has concussion issues already, and he possibly already knew that. And because of who he hit, the league should maybe consider, taking action against Tom Wilson. And I couldn't believe it. It was just such a brutal take because it's a terrible result that the guy has concussion issues and gets hit and gets another concussion. That's awful. But like, you can't start litigating on the fact that's like, well, this guy has this issue, so if he gets hit there, even if he's hit legally, but if he gets hit there, it's like, oh, well, then we have to take a look. It's like, oh, Tom Wilson did it. And even though he hit him legally, he hit a guy that already has concussion problems. It's like, well, listen, man, he's a full-grown man that decided to play hockey. And at a certain point, you can't like make exceptions because you have a history of a certain injury. Not Tom Wilson's problem, brother. And I'll tell you this too. It's a sad thing. It's not great. I hope the guy's okay. And Tom Wilson doesn't want to give people concussions. You know what I mean? He wants to stay out of trouble, and he has. Like, Tom Wilson has changed his game completely. And he legitimately has... If Tom Wilson gave it his all, he would be a problem. I mean, I'm talking Rafi Torres. A real problem is Matt Cook. Matt Cook looked to injure players. You had to get him out of the league. That's a huge difference. But I will say this, and it's going to sound a little bit like victim blaming, but anyone that's played hockey knows one thing. Players who play physical know how not to get hit. I played a physical brand of hockey. I liked hitting people. Mostly because I didn't like getting hit. I hated getting hit. But because I did the hitting, if your style of play is a physical one and you know how to hit people, you learn the times on the ice when you're vulnerable, because it's when I would hit me. And there are rules about defenseless players and blindside hits. That's totally fine. But the reality of it that people don't like to talk about is that if you want to get a big hit on someone, unless you're an absolute savage, you gotta kind of surprise them. That's just sort of the nature of it. Like, they're big boys. Unless you're humongous, it's going to be hard to level somebody if they see you coming or know you're coming. Unless they're like, oh, let's go toe to toe. And you just got more. But typically, you got to kind of surprise them. Right? Now, there is a spectrum on that of, like, you know, blindside hits and things of that nature. There's a difference in defenseless, you know? But my point is that if you're a player that plays physical and hits people, you never see those guys getting absolutely bulldozed for the most part, especially forwards. Defensemen, you know, Brent Seabrook got lit up in the playoffs. He played physically. Sometimes you just get lit up. But in general, the dudes that end up in these situations continuously where they just get exploded, it's because they just don't think about getting hit, and they're offensive players. So, like, you can't cater the rules to someone that, you know, that's fine. You like, you're a skill player. Like, there's no rules that say, like, you need to constantly be worried about getting hit. But hitting's a part of the game. And so it's a shame that guy's got concussion issues. But he's got concussion issues because he's not thinking about, I might get fucking smoked here. See what I'm saying? Troy Terry, great example. Troy Terry's a great NHL player. I played with him. I partially take credit for raising Troy Terry. I'm not taking credit for his hockey career. He already had all the skill. But Troy Terry was a baby infant when he came to Denver, and me and my roommates had to raise him. But Troy Terry's an immensely skilled hockey player, and he came to Denver as a true freshman. He was a baby. And all of a sudden in college, you're playing against dudes like me that are 24 years old, that are fully grown, 210, that don't got a lot of skill. So what are we going to do? We're going to hit people, right? And it's a different level. Troy, his freshman year, got absolutely lit up on a weekly basis. And thank God he made it out fine. He's a tough kid. He's good. But Troy Terry's changed his game. He learned. He's like, all right, if I can't be doing all this toe drag shit, and if I do, I got to be ready for the weak side. He still does skilled plays, but now he's more aware. It's like, okay, we can't really get away with as much as we thought of, because these guys are a little heavier and a little meaner, you know? And they don't like getting dangled. So Troy learned that, and now he's aware of it and doesn't get blown up. But he learned that because he got smoked. I played with a lot of guys. If you played hockey, you know. There's certain guys where it's just part of their DNA where they just get lit up. You just get lit up. Guy like me, I never wanted to get hit. So sometimes I make a business decision because I'm like, my back's turned, I'm dumping the puck, and I'm like, I'm in a dangerous position right now. You'll see defensemen are great at it. Defensemen know when they're going to get hit. That's when you see them make if they're making a puck gets dumped in and they're making a retrieval, They'll get that puck and they'll spin immediately. They'll spin out of a hit. Does that make sense? Anyways. Hockey is a blue-collar sport that's too expensive to get into. That's a prophetic take right there, brother. It's true. That's the one thing is like, I mean, Nate McKinnon said it the other day. I used to make this joke all the time. Like, listen, I was a good athlete. I played Division I. I was a good athlete. But the fact of the matter is that when it comes to hockey, if the LeBron Jameses of the world and the Russell Westbrooks of the world had access to hockey, there'd be a few less spots. You know what I mean? The barrier to entry to play basketball is a whole lot different than it is for hockey, even football. And Nate McKinnon straight up said that the other day. Like, and Nate McKinnon is a freak. He'd be in the NHL no matter what. But it's true. It's a shame that hockey is so hard because of it depends on where you are. Like Colorado, it's very expensive because there's just not an infrastructure for. There's not very good high school hockey, so you got to play club, and that costs a lot of money, a lot of travel. It's like a private school, man. In Minnesota and in Canada, it's much lower of a cost, but if you're not born there, tough shit. It's still expensive. It still is. It still is expensive, you know. Yeah, and even in Minnesota, you have access to, you know, good high school hockey, but it's still really expensive. The gear's crazy expensive, you know. Even the places that have high school hockey and hockey infrastructure, it's still really expensive. VGK has done a good job getting it out in the community. It still ain't cheap, though. I mean, the NHL teams are what lead to, like, the reason that Colorado has become a hockey hotbed is because of the Avalanche winning in 2001. There's a direct correlation. Direct correlation. Me and all my homies, who, let me remind you, include Jacob Slavin and Seth Jones, who I played with in Pee Wee's, all of us started playing hockey because we got into it because everyone was just enamored by the Avalanche. And Joe Sakic, Peter Forsberg, Rob Blake, Ray Bourque, Patrick Waugh. Like, that team got a whole generation of kids into hockey, and then now Colorado has blossomed into this, like, hockey hotbed. Low-key kind of happened in Arizona, too, with the Coyotes, even though they weren't very good. Austin Matthews, Zach LaRaza, who I played with. There's a lot of sick players that come out of Arizona. And same goes for Texas. Only in Dallas, though. But that's because the Dallas Stars have a whole program, outreach program, Dr. Pepper Center. And those kids that, you know, might be, you know, big-level high school football players all of a sudden are playing hockey and they're ill. Same with St. Louis and the Tkachuk's. Exactly. The ice rink in Arizona is probably so refreshing. Oh, the ice den was great. They have a sick rink. And yeah, walking into that thing in the summer, you kidding me? No, doesn't matter what it costs, you're getting in there. All right, I got really distracted by hockey. That was fun. But that took a lot longer. It's going to be... Okay, so here's the deal, guys. Phase 2 of the stream is starting now. We're doing Barstool After Dark tonight. So I got to pick up the dog early so I can get him home and then get him fed, and he's going to be dead tired. But the point is that the timing is tough for me because we got the stream, and then I got to get the dog, and then typically at night is when I, you know, feed him and hang out with him. But I got Barstool After Dark tonight. I can't miss that. Anyway, so I got to leave at like 5-ish, 5:15-ish, to go get the dog, get him fed, and then my girlfriend's going to watch him, and I'm going to come back for Barstool After Dark. So you're still getting plenty of Rudy, okay? Point is, though, wanted to talk puck, and then I did want to check out this Arc Raiders update. I don't really think any of it's going to affect me because I'm still a noob. Also, did they drop? I was going to talk about After Dark because it's like this big team thing, but I don't know what they've dropped, so I don't want to spoil anything. Enjoy. I was here for the puck talk. Yeah, people like the puck talk. So naturally, I just did it for a little while, had success with it, and then didn't do it for months. So that's the Rudy Jenna method. Whatever like people are into, I'm always like, yeah, but what if I didn't? What if I did this other thing that I don't know anything about and struggle with? But Tate talked about some of it on the yak. Okay. Yeah, all I know is I'm on a team and we got a bunch of challenges. But they didn't say what the challenges were, right? I don't even really know. I know that I have them in an email, but I don't want to spoil it. That was fun, Rudy. Would you consider talking puck a thing? I would, yeah. I mean, it's probably good for my career. It's probably good for my career. I mean, Paul Bissonnette is on TV more than any man in America, and I don't think I'm that far off on intelligence. All right, so here's the new update. He said all the events. I worry that you're lying. Are you Team Elf or Team Reindeer? See, now the problem is that I don't know how much you know or don't know, because the problem is that I don't know much, but I also don't want to give away too much. All I know is that I'm on team Reindeer. He said it all? Okay. All I know is I'm on Team Reindeer. Which makes sense, because my name is Rudolph. I'd be fuming if I wasn't. Okay. But let's look at this update. So they did like a winter update. Cold snap. That's what we're in right now. So they did a Chicago DLC right now. It's so fucking cold, man. We're getting blobbed to death. Frigid winds carve through the valley. So they just added snow. It's basic, but I like when games do that, like seasonal stuff. Cold snap map condition, flickering flames event, new free deck, Raider deck goalie coming December 26th. New quests and items. Okay. Winter hits the Rust Belt. I thought it took place in Italy. Does Italy have its own Rust Belt? Added skill tree reset functionality. So this is the first reset. Oh, no, this is good. So you can respec. I need to respec. That's actually big. Added an option to... There's two things I need to do. I do remember. I need to keybind shoulder swap, because I wasn't doing that. And I need to respec, which now they have, which is nice. Okay. Various festive items to get you in the holiday spirit. Ooh, that's nice. Moved the Aphelion blueprint drop from the Matriarch to Stella Montis, so they just made that easier to get, I'm guessing. Added Raider tool customization, fixed various collision issues on maps, improved Stella Montis spawn. So yeah, this stuff, like, I'm not going to know anything about the guns, really, because I didn't play enough. That's the skill tree is huge, though. The respec is huge. But this is the fine print. 2,000 coins per skill point. This would be a good time for the I show speed meme. Anyways, let's get into it. Arc Raiders. Mouse and Key Warrior. Solo. The different versions of I've seen recently of that meme have been insane. Yeah, I saw one where it was a screenshot of someone's stomach and their nipples and their stomach folds. You didn't know it was like a Rorschach test, but immediately I was like, oh, that looks like the I Show Speed meme, but like in the faintest way. And then everyone else in the comments, they obviously posted it for that reason, but it didn't look like it was altered whatsoever. It was like brain breaking. It was like that meme of Speed doing that. Like sometimes certain things happen that glitch the Matrix, and that was one of those moments where it's like it's like glitching into other things, like it's clipping out of the map and his face is appearing in people's stomach folds. Roar shark test, yeah. This game is taking a while to launch. Arc is 100% trial by fire. Got to die to learn how to kill better. Yeah, you just got to get reps. Speranza. Wow, I did that without even cracking a Dave juice. It's a little bit late in the day for one now. Have a couple sips. Breaking new ground. You did it, Raiders. I didn't do shit. The Stella Montes Tunnel is finally operational. We've begun surveying the area. Be careful out there. 3 out of 24 rewards unlocked. I did not contribute to the group project at all. Gathering candleberries. Merits are automatically converted from XP earned by playing on a map. You can gain extra merits by progressing the Candleberry Banquet project. Brave the cold snap, collect candleberries to contribute to the ongoing festivities. That's a little bit of some patty cake shit. I don't know if I like that. Oh, I'm getting candleberries for the festivities? No, dude. I'm trying to get violent. All right. Turn off the piano. Projects. Okay, this is new. Flickering Flames, a festival of resilient warmth centered around the hardy candleberry bush. So that's what we got to get. Spransons have been known to host local celebrations. So this is like in Zion, in the Matrix, when they had the rave at Zion. It's like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing a cool, like, white guy dreadlock rave? That's their version of this, except we're not doing it underground rave, Brooklyn Mirage style. We're doing it Italian underground festive Kris Kringle. Some have managed to turn the homely candleberry bush into a banquet worthy even the most discerning gourmands. I don't know what gourmands means. So you're contributing to it. So this is like a community contribute, and then so this is the thing that comes out on the 26th. Okay. That's kind of cool. Do I have green hair? I didn't know I had green hair. Okay. So skill tree respec. I want to go all mobility, don't I? 20,000 bands. I'm actually not that far off. All right. I think we just jump in. Should we do a spaceport night raid? It's about to end. Let's do cold snap. I lost my loadout. We're going to do a free. Go. I think it's about to end. Let's just get in there with the free and get nasty. Let's get in there and get nasty. Am I going to miss that? Because I only had a minute. All right, Trevor, I see you. If I kill Cloaksy, I'm taking my shirt If I kill Tim, I'm taking my pants off. Damn! Chicago Simulator. I don't even remember what my... I do remember there was something...
Go to that location.
At
Hope
Ruby.
You're closed for the season, Raider. It's a good day for picking candleberries, but do beware of frostbite.
Okay, I gotta remember my controls. Do be aware of frostbite. Can I actually get frostbite? There was something I might have needed at apartments, I remember, but I don't remember what. It's cold in here, man. A garlic press. Huh? Someone's here. Oh, those are just explosions. It's all looted already? Alright. Oh, the deflated football. It's a big ticket item. Let's loot it up, boys. There a zip? I was watching Tfue. He was using the grappling hook like crazy. What's this? What the hell? Snowball. Very cute, very fun. Very festive. Look at that, look at this movement. If you find an empty wine bottle, take it for the event. Oh, okay. For the party. Is that my crunk cup? I want to get a crunk cup. I think I'm going to ask my girlfriend for a crunk cup for Christmas. Already full, boys. Luckily, we're getting fabric and stuff we can just stack. Toro, let's go. We're close to being over encumbered. Real close to being over encumbered. We got an Il Toro. Is it a shotgun? Looks like it, yeah. Another kettle. I don't think I'm gonna take that. Do we just get in, get out real quick on the free? Shit.
Head home at the North Complex elevator.
I haven't seen a single arc. Take guns, not gonna lie, really? We're over encumbered. That didn't help. I don't know what to get rid of, guys. Gonna move on, I think. Last time I went over for this exfil, I got rocked. I have a few kettles. That's the only reason I didn't take it. But I'd rather have the toro. I don't even think I'm going to use a shotgun though. I just wanted it. The arc's not like cold, man? Alright. There's been a vibe shift in music. Something's going on. Why is my guy all of a sudden like... Those birds? Dude, I'm getting frosty. Does frostbite like hurt my health at some point? I got a scarf on. I should be good. It will. Wow. Red Dead Redemption realism. That's not what I wanted to see. I can do hard things. We're fine. Oh shit! You're right. I'm like, my health is getting smoked right now. I didn't even see that. Shit. The bus is warming me up. Oh, that's all of it. Lovely. Did I miss the button? It's always on the far side.
Security here. Confirming your request. Just hang on a second. There. Elevator is on its way.
I get scared, man. I'm a little baby. I get scared doing this shit. Please open.
Stand by a second.
Yeah, no, take your time.
Elevator's ready to go.
That's the high intensity, high entertainment gameplay you guys come to see. Don't see a single enemy. Loot, get out. Run terrified. We just had to get one on the board, boys. We just had to get on the board. That was cinema. Good yield, though. Good yield. All right, give me my rooster. I'm just trying to remember where we were at. So what we really need to do is level up. I think it's level up the weapons bench or the gunsmith. So we need rusted tools and more mechanical components. So if we go inventory, I got to remember how to do this. So I can probably sell the pottery. So I can just sell this because I can't. Play Stella. Okay. That's where all the friction is, isn't it? That's where there's static. Made it out with a deflated football and 25 plastic parts. Attaboy, Rudy. He robbed him blind. Yeah, I did. I sure did. I need to upgrade all of it. Actually, let's look at... So gunsmith, we need mechanical components, rusted tools. We got the wasp drivers. Hornet driver. Okay. Don't have any pop triggers or fuel. Cracked bioscanner. Don't have... Man. We need to be much better at this game. Not far off on that. We just need to get some fireballs and then toasters. Oh, toaster was what typically was found in the residential. I just didn't get one. Damn. Okay. We're pretty close to the gunsmith. I mean, we need to get all of them. We just need some rusted tools and mechanical components. You can buy some stuff like the fuel at Celeste shop. I have tracked the mats that I need as long as it carried over. Well, actually, did I? I have this tracked, yeah. I have them all tracked. Yeah, they're all tracked. Yeah. They're all tracked. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I am going to get toasted once I get into a match. +2 for that joke chatter. But then what do I recycle? I don't really want a tracker grenade. Sell the grenades, don't recycle them? Okay. $1,000? So should I just sell the garlic press? Actually, I got rid of that tagging grenade when I didn't know what it was. We still have room, so I don't need to really recycle any of this, I don't think. actually. I don't think there's much to recycle. I feel like we're going to need a lot of this stuff. Okay. So here's the question, is that do I want to build a Lodi? All I have is the extended light mag. I lost everything the last time. Damn, I actually have way less weapons than I thought I did. I like the Pharaoh, but it's only level 1. I think I gotta go free again.
We've had to board up our skull.
It's that time of the year.
What are the quests?
We've had to build our topside infrastructure in stages. Our engineers keep being chased off by one danger or another.
I've been pestering Tianwen for a while now, trying to get her to help out around here. Her customer service is questioned.
If you need more grenades, you can always build an explosive station in your workshop.
So he has 3. Okay. Those are all my quests. Do I have to accept them, or I think I already did. Okay. All right, let's get in there. Oh, I can't go to Stella. I need 2 more rounds. I don't think I'm going to bring the shotgun. Actually, I may as well bring the shotgun. Then I got to do a real loadout. I think I do another free and try to level up. I think we go spaceport. Or actually, what do you guys think? Blue Gate? Blue Gate's scary. I hate Buried City. You can get guns from the practice range? Let's go spaceport. Fuck it, dude. Let's do Blue Gate Night Raid. Let's get nutty. If we're going free, we may as well go for go nutty mode. Let's go free Night Raid. Where do you need to go for your missions? I don't like the missions. I'm a free spirit. But I should. You guys like kombucha? Fucking love kombucha. Yeah, missions tie you down. Exactly, dude. I'm a rogue raider. Let's get straight for Pilgrim's Peak.
Let's go to the Pilgrim's Peak.
Have your eyes adjusted to the dark yet, Raider? Loot is ripe for the picking while most of Toledo is asleep, though my suppliers say that Ark is twice as vigilant after sunset.
Yeah, is that what they say? I hate
The Pilgrim's
snitches.
Peak.
Right where I need to go. I forgot to keybind shoulder swap. Whatever. That's more for PvP. Where are the other players at? Sick loot. Screwdriver. Sick. Can't you get into cars? I want to go over there. That looks nice. But no, we got to get active, boys. I'm seeing some shit. Forgot it was a single shot. Someone's here. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm right here. My first kill. Had nothing. Oh, I could have revved him. My first kill, boys. No, please close. Tough fight. You think I killed a pacifist? Duh. I mean, he looked at me like, I can't believe you've done this. This reload's tough. I mean, look how long it takes to reload. This is not good. We need another gun. That guy had to be on a free, right? Forgot about those metal detectors. What is going on outside? There's some big boys outside. I think someone's about to come in here. There's someone outside. I wish I had traps. Oh, I don't want to go out there. That's actually pretty good. Barricade kit. Yep. I'm just hanging out. Howdy. Hey, what's up? I'm chilling. Where you at? We need that, we need that, we need that. Hi there. How's it going? Just looking for a pop trigger, don't mind me. Bingo. Like, I don't think I need plastic parts. Yeah, I think we're okay. They would have shot me there if they wanted to. Wires, I think wires are good. I just don't know what to get rid of. I think I'd rather have this. Wires are a little harder to come by. Right? I'm not. Rubber pad. Damn, this is good loot. I guess because we're in the red area. What do I get rid of, guys? Herbal bandages are pretty good, but... I feel like I want all this. Shit! These are all things I don't have. Drop plastic? Where's the plastic? I think I already did drop the plastic. Doesn't matter, you're not making it out. Come on. Recycle arc fiber. The thermo lining. How do I... Oh, okay. But what does that do? And then just get rid of that? I don't think I need a blaze grenade right now. But it still obviously holds up a slot. I mean, I oh, okay, I see what you're saying. What's up here? Whoa. Wowzers. I am the type of guy that says wowzers. Introduce a little chaos. There's still more loot in here, boys. There is... We're not making it out of here, guys. There's a lot going on outside. We are not making it out of here. Microprocessors. Howdy, partner.
Hello. Don't mind me just staring at you. Sorry about that.
Oh, man. I'm looking good today. You can stare all you want, baby. Maybe a little third party? Oh yeah, I gotta remember the eyeballs. That's why I was wanting to get the pop trigger. Pop trigger! Oh, that looked like it had a gun in it. This guy was already looting that though. Alright. I think it's all gone. Oop. Give me the goop! Give me the goop! Fried motherboard. How big? I kind of need the spring. I am using prox chat, just not right. I turned it off when I talk to you guys. Yeah, I feel like Arc Alloy, I have so many of them, but then I dropped it another time and people lost their mind. Hatch key would be nice. Someone exfilling? Shit. I'm gonna drop the herbals, even though those are kind of nice. Rope can go? Really? Might pick up the herbal then. Fuck it. Herbals over rope. I think you're right. Especially because I'm probably going to get pooped on right here. I was thinking about doing Expedition 33, actually. Just because it just won so many awards. We gotta go there.
Home at the warehouse air shaft.
Mamma mia.
Rocketeer.
2 Rocketeers. It's so Jover. Lights? Not right now, lights. Lights, please. 2 Rocketeers? Mamma mia. Wow. You gotta go for the back ones, right? You're still going, huh? Christ the Redeemer.
Hornets.
I did play Elden Ring. Fantastic. We ain't making it. Someone just take a crack at me? Why do I feel like they kind of are onto me and they're slow killing me? Oh yeah, they are. That's cool. And there's no place to hide. No, we're good. Ooh, look at this little Himalayas vibe. I swear someone just shot at me, no? Bonjour. You guys heard that, right? There was someone right there. I just didn't see him. Some shit going down over there. Is it possible? Come on, baby. He was on the downed arc? Yeah, I just couldn't see him. Did you guys see him? Hi, I'm just hiding here. Don't you worry. Just waiting for this exfil. Oh, good lord.
An arc orbiter is en route. The safe window is closing.
You okay out there?
10 minutes to return to Speranza. I repeat, 10 minutes.
Mamma mia! I'm getting out. Good luck. You coming? Easy. We got a kill. We killed someone. And it was a pacifist. He just stared at me. We're getting good. We got some pop triggers too. Pop trigger. Okay, I need to bind shoulder swap, and I think I'm gonna do it on. I don't know what I want it on. So my crouch. I think I'm gonna do it on control because my crouch is on my mouse now. Was it a kill or was it a murder? I don't think it was either of those things. I think it was an execution. He just stared at me and was like, put him down like Old Yeller, dude. Okay, where are the settings? Where is shoulder swap? X. We're going to make shoulder swap. Control. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. Which one needed the pop trigger? Okay, I need 3 more. Okay. So this is where I get confused. So wait, actually. So we can level up. We have an El Toro too. Pharaoh 1. You can upgrade that to level 2. What do you guys think? We got plenty, so we can get up to 3, I think. I need speed on it. I don't really worry too much about... Do I have a Pharaoh? Or a Stitcher? I think I might make a Stitcher. Yeah, I'm gonna make a Stitcher. So what's the deal with the Stitcher? So damage isn't very good, so we need a lot of bullets. Fire rate, agility, okay. So then we might need... I think extended mag. Steel spring. Oh, I already had one. I'm such a bum. That's okay. We don't have much light. Medium shield might be nice. But I don't even think I can use a medium shield. Ooh, also skill tree. All right, I keep getting mixers. Do I do mobility or do I do... Oh, I forgot about trading the free. Remember, it's not your loot. You're just using it for the raid. That's that you've put in. I can tell you've already put in 70 hours to this game. Just do stamina and mobility. Should I max out Marathon Runner?
You wouldn't happen to be holding a present behind your back, would you? I didn't even know I still had that lying around. Sure, it's all yours. There you go.
I think I want looting. Yeah, I don't have anything that can handle medium shield. Okay, so I need to craft. New outfit alert. Why is my hair green? Don't matter. Oh, it's because I wanted to be a Gen Z old guy. Okay, so light ammo.
Not that I
So I can buy it or I could
Is
craft
the soup
it.
any good?
Oh, definitely gonna craft it. Get 100. Because this thing eats ammo, no? It's a semi-auto, right? Fully auto. Yeah, we're gonna tear through ammo. Do I need this barricade? Could be useful. Can I craft a combat augment? Or do I have to buy it? I think I have to level it up, yeah. Yeah.
Need something?
I could buy one. But I'm kind of scared to because I'm just going to blow it. You know what I mean? Okay, 4 bandages. I feel like door blocker. I have 3 of them. I'd rather have a door blocker. And then... do I have no grenades? I just get rid of grenades. Oh, no, I do. I'd rather take those. I got 3 of them. We're going to take a sterilized bandage. We'll take one of those. Okay. But I don't have any you just need a green one if you want a medium shield, but the problem is that I don't have any augments that can handle it, and I don't want to spend 2 bands and then just die. Okay, we're going for real loadout. We only need 1 more for Stella. I kind of want to get these toasters. Let's check out Spaceport. We're bringing the big boys in. Let's go, boys. Come on. We got a safe pocket. Should I make a hatch key? Where can I make a hatch key?
Just make sure to keep a bucket of water nearby, okay?
Who's got the hatch
Right,
key?
The greenery. You can almost picture us living topside again.
Shut up.
Hello again.
They're mad expensive.
Wanna hang out?
I can't even find who sells it.
Have you tried making tea from candleberry leaves?
9 bands, Shani? Shani? Oh, yeah.
I'm still busy.
Dude, it's $2 grand. Oh, I can use cred.
9 times out of 10, a quiet radar means a
That maybe that was part of the update. It's only 2,000. Maybe that's part of the update. The cold snap. I feel like that might be worth, dude. It's crazy how I have 16,000 and I feel pretty good about that. And Cloaksy, those guys have millions. All right, we're gonna get a hatch key, dude. Don't use cred. Oh, can I switch the currency I want? I could put it in the safe pocket. I'm doing it. I really want it. Now, where did it go? I already had one. That's what happens when you're new, man. We go in. Already had one. I'm going to say that maybe is a little bit on you guys. Oh, damn. It's already almost 5. All right, we got time for one more raid. Shit. This is the one I needed for Stella Montes, too. Damn, timing's off. That's all right. All right. I wish I could just do this in the corner of the Barstool After Dark stream, just me playing Ark. Where the hell am I? Hello? I just spawned in.
Red alert, Raiders. We've spotted a harvester in your area. A queen is guarding it with her life. Only engage if you've brought your best gear, lots of backup, and a very good plan.
I don't feel good. Well, this is terrifying. probably use the Pharaoh for that. That was a crazy bad whiff. We're almost out of heals already. Such a horrifying start. Let's loot him. Pop trigger. I knew there was going to be multiple. Just whiffing on that one killed me. That's a leaper, isn't it? It's got to be a leaper. Probably a Bastion. I don't even know what that is. I don't want to go up top, dude. It's scary. Have a good gym session, Mr. Pit Snuggle. Ooh, give me something good. Oh, nice. Actually, need that. Oh, that's actually big. That's actually huge. Light bulb. Good loot. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nice. Where am I? Can get to that.
With the control hatch.
Or even that one. Just keep going. Stay subterranean. This is nice down here, man. Ooh, I need this. Is this oil? I do need this, dude. Oh my god. Well, actually, that's not that big of a deal. Okay. Drop the rubber? I'd rather have heavy gun parts. If I lose jolt mine, that's okay, even though that is nice too. I did see something on Twitter that said the hatches were bugged. I'm praying that doesn't happen here. I think we gotta go. Big goop, big goop. I don't like that this is exposed. Probably isn't even worth. No, not worth, not worth. Wait. I don't think I need a fireball burner. It's dead. Is there going to be another blueprint, though, in one of these? Greedy, greedy, I'm getting greedy. There is some shit going down up there. Flawless. I gotta go. I gotta go. Is it topside?
Let's head home at the departures hatch.
I think this one's below. I'm gonna go to this one. Yo. What's good?
So, alright.
I'm just gonna hatch out of here. I gotta go to work. I don't have anything good. I lied. I have everything good. You should have killed me. We got out. Tunnel run. Tunnel run, baby. Straight tunnel run. Didn't even get topside. I'm such a stupid baby. Dude, we got 2 blueprints, though. Great raid. Almost got killed by the roly-polies. in horrifying fashion. Why didn't you kill him? Because I had 2 blueprints, dude. I am participating in the Barstool After Dark stream, which is why I actually have to go now, because I have to pick up the dog earlier from daycare, get him fed, and then I got to come back to the office. Not as many runs as I wanted, because I was yapping my ass off about hockey. But yeah, I got to go get the pup. Music hits in this game. Woo! All right, that was pretty boring. I'm sorry, guys. But we got 2 blueprints. We leveled up the guns. It was very successful. And I killed a guy. But as far as actual involvement, I'm a sneaky little snake. I'm a sneaky little snake. Barstool After Dark, yep. For me, it's going to be Barstool After Bark, because I got to go feed the dog and hang out with the dog. We're going to do Barstool After Bark. New music hits. Woo! All right, let's get our stuff real quick, though.
Couldn't we just use light bulbs, though? I just treated one of the first raiders who visited Stella Montes, and she said that she saw... You're likely going there to do...
Alright. So what do I do with these blueprints? Don't I just consume them? Where'd it go? There we go. Learn and consume. Imagine I just sold it. I need Explosive Station 2 to learn it. Oh, I need synthesized fuel? I only have crude oil. Can I recycle into crude? No. Sell Jolt Mine? You already learned it? Did I? Recycle into crude? For real? It goes into chemicals. Doesn't stay as oil. Oh yeah, there's a check mark at the top, so that means I already learned it. Oh yeah, blueprint already learned. Okay, so we sell that for 5 bands? Nice. That's nice. That's a nice little payday. And then can I expand? 25? Come on. Sell that. Can I sell this too? $5K ain't bad at all, baby. What's our rarity level at? Value. Damn, those chemical components are... Chemical components. What the fuck is this? Can you use a craft Tempest Equalizer? So I can't even craft any of those guns because my weapons bench isn't high enough. But I got 2 magnetic accelerators. We made it out with our guns and everything. That's nice. Okay. We're good for now. Okay. Ah, 377. Damn, terrible time by you. Yeah, dude, I got a heavy gun part blueprint, and then I got a jolt mine blueprint, but I didn't realize that I already had it. But we did good, and I killed a guy. Rudy killed a guy. It was a fight for the ages. I can't wait for you to see it. Did you have connection issues when you updated? No, not at all, actually. No issues at all. And I saw that some people were having issues. They were having issues with the hatch glitching, but mine was fine. It was an epic fight. Wait till you see it, man. It'll probably be clipped on TikTok, multiple accounts. All right, guys. Sorry for the little bit of a shorter stream, but I got to get the dog, and I'll be on Barstool After Dark tonight, so you get plenty of Rudy. Felt good to get Puck Talk back. No stream tomorrow, but we'll be back Thursday. I'm going to Denver for a week. Shit, I should film some more crosswords so I have stuff for during the break. But I'm coming back earlier than I planned. I was going to go to Florida to get some sunshine, but I just didn't have time to get it ready in time. But so I'll come back before the new year and stream. But I'll tell you guys more about that on Thursday because I got to still figure that out. There's just a lot going on. Because I think we're recording another anus thing. An extra anus. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. GG's. Appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, we'll be back on Thursday. I got to get a bunch of Fortnite clips out tomorrow to satisfy our valued partners at Epic Games. Yeah, okay. I got to go get the dog. I love you guys. And I'll see you on Thursday, okay? Okay? So behave yourselves. But I'll see you tonight, actually. I'll see you tonight. I'm Barstool After Dark. Check that out. 7 o'clock Central, I believe. I'll be there, okay? All right. Love you guys. Later.